Hello, Josie. Yay.
Hello.
Hello. Got you. But we got you finally. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. I know you know,
Yeah.
but just to reinforce that we're so excited about having you on board and we think you're going to be a fantastic addition to our team. And I can't wait for the clients to meet you because I think they're going to love you. So yeah, today really just keen to get your face out there and to get people kind of familiar with who you are.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously you're a fully qualified and registered nurse and you're also a nurse prescriber, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I know that you have in your kind of past, you've worked a bit in A&E and you've also worked in the kind of criminal justice sector, I think.
Yes. Yes.
And that you've been in aesthetics, I think it's about 5 or 6 years.
5 years. Yeah.
5 years, yeah. So, what I thought, if you don't mind, Josie, is just to tell us a little bit about yourself. So, just a little bit of personal, a little bit of professional, just about who you are. Give us a feel for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you've said, my name's Josie. I'm 33. I live in East London with my husband. We're just coming up to our first year anniversary, which is nice.
Lovely.
Well, it would have been fabulous if we would have had a honeymoon, but you can't complain. Yeah, we've got two gorgeous pugs. Absolutely adore them. They're my world.
Oh,
So that's, I guess, my little bit of personal. And then professional, I guess, just like you said, I've been a nurse for just over 12 years. I left school at 16, so like 17 years ago now, when I was a cadet nurse for a couple of years before doing my nurse training. So I've worked in healthcare forever, which has been nice. And then I really kind of weaved my way through and found my kind of specialist niche in aesthetics, which is my passion, 5 years ago.
great. So, I need to know the names of the dogs because I'm a big dog fan.
So the first one that we got 4 years ago, she's called Penelope, but we call her P. And then and then 6 weeks ago we rescued another girl,
Oh,
a 4-year-old
wow.
girl, and she's called Lady.
Oh, how cute. What
Yeah,
lovely
so we've got
names.
P and
And are they
Lady, who
getting on all
are,
right?
yeah, they're getting on really well. There's been a couple of little gripes, but only over attention, really, to be fair. They're not bothered about anything else. It's just who gets closest to us.
Of course.
But they're currently with my husband. He's definitely the favourite. They're Daddy's girls.
Oh.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, so tell me what do you like about working in the aesthetics sector?
I love being autonomous. I think it's really nice to be an autonomous practitioner, make your own decisions. A lot of healthcare is based in like big teams, and you're a really small cog in a kind of huge machine. And so I think what's really nice about aesthetics is that you get to spend a lot of time with your patients. You get to give them one-to-one. You're not rushed. You're not short on resources. So I think, the little things that we can do can make such a huge difference to people. And even if they're small and subtle, I'm sure you have as well, I've had patients, shed a tear when you make the smallest change to them, because it really just means a lot. So yeah, I think just making a difference, but in a different way to maybe the NHS.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next question is a little bit personal, but I would like to know if you've had any treatments yourself, and if so, what have you had? Because all clients want to know this. What have you had?
Yes, absolutely. I have had Botox, been having Botox for quite a few years. I like quite a bit of Botox, so I will have
Okay.
it forehead, frown, round by my eyes, my chin.
Okay.
And I also like it in my jaw muscle because it helps to taper the face, and I grind my teeth, so it's really good for me for
Uh-huh.
that. And Profilo is an injectable.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Profilo's
love
great, isn't it?
Profilo. Yeah, really nice. Really glowy, fresh, healthy skin. And then for me, it's about like medical grade skincare and that prevention element and just looking after my skin, really.
Well, you do look fabulous, if I say so myself.
Thank you.
Um, what's your kind of approach to aesthetics? So, like, what would you like to imagine that people say about your kind of results behind your back when they're telling their friends, "Oh, I saw Josie. I love her because this is kind of what I get," that kind of thing. What would you say that is for
I
you?
think for me, it's about the subtle things.
Mhm.
So it's like somebody that they just bump into in the supermarket and haven't seen for ages. And
Mhm.
then they'll say, "Gosh, you look really well."
Mhm.
Um, or you look really healthy, you look well rested. I've had quite a few people say to me, particularly with lockdown and concentrating on skincare, that they feel really comfortable without so much makeup on.
Absolutely.
They feel happy in front of Zoom. They don't feel like they have to put lots of foundation on. They just put their tinted SPF on. So I think it's just that looking healthy, fresh, glowy, and nobody can really pinpoint what it is, but they know there's something that's making that person look really well. So yeah, I think that for me is like my approach, and that's my goal really, just to get them looking the best version of themselves.
And I love that because that's completely what I'm about. And that's why when I talk to people in clinic, I always say that an ideal treatment outcome for me is for exactly what you've just said. For someone to say, "Oh, you look well," not to say, "Oh my God, you've had Botox," or "Oh my God, you've had your lips done." It's about that,
Yeah,
"Wow, you look well." And then it's up to you whether you feel like you want to divulge what you've done or you
yeah,
don't. But yeah, totally, completely on the same
yeah.
page with
I
that.
think
So
that's how I started as well. So I
yeah,
wanted to look well. I was getting quite lined quite early, unfortunately for me.
yeah,
So I just wanted to look fresh and healthy, and I didn't want to look overly done as such.
yeah.
It just wasn't really for me, and I guess that's carried through into my career and how I now treat patients. And I seem to attract patients that like that kind of natural, healthy look.
I think you do. I think you do tend to attract people as you go on that like the same kind of look and the same kind of results as you. I've definitely
Yeah,
found that.
yeah.
Um, and would you say that you've got a particular treatment that you particularly like doing? What's your kind of favourite thing to do or favourite area to work on? Or
Um, Obviously, I love treating the face. We obviously do some treatments on other areas of the body, but the face is definitely our kind of specialist area. And so
mm-hmm.
I like to do a little sprinkle of a few things, which gives really nice results. But my
Mm-hmm.
definite, if I had to pick one favourite, it would be Profilo.
Yeah, really.
For sure. For me, I just think the results are lovely. I get so many compliments on my own skin, and
Yeah,
I think it's underestimated, really.
yeah.
It's definitely one of the most popular treatments I've come across so far, and it's a favourite of mine. So
Great, lovely. Yeah, yeah, it just gives that very, again, that kind of natural glow, doesn't it? So it's great
yeah,
for, it's great as a complement to other treatments, but it's also good for those people that are a little bit wary of doing anything that changes their features or,
yeah,
and it's great that it's natural. There's nothing else in it apart from hyaluronic acid. So people often
yeah,
kind of like that.
yeah.
Um, what put you on the spot? What are you looking forward to about starting work with us in January, finally?
Well, obviously to working with you.
Yay! I'll
Really
pay you
looking
later.
forward to that. I think we're going to make a great team, though. Obviously, we've chatted quite a lot between, I think we met in September for the first time. So we've chatted quite a lot between now and then. So it's been really nice for us, I guess, to get to know each other, albeit remotely,
Yeah,
predominantly. And we've done some training together today, so that's been great.
yeah,
But I think just I love the feel of the clinic. It's such a nice, like, home feeling, like
yeah,
family.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to becoming part of the team.
Fabulous.
And like I say, introducing new treatments with you. I'm super excited for when you announce those coming in January, I believe. And I think also what excites me about LPA is the medical side of things that you do,
Hmm.
the check for cancer service. is super important and something that I'm really passionate about. And I know you do some other medical treatments with you being CQC registered, so it's an interesting kind of new start for me that I haven't experienced before.
Yeah, I like, right from the start, I kind of wanted to keep that sort of medical feel, because I'm not a beauty therapist, and although I'm interested in that kind of thing, I'm a nurse at heart and I'll always be a nurse.
Yeah.
So it was really important to keep that kind of medical feel to it. But yes, yeah, I think we're going to make a fantastic team together. Many of our clients, not all of them, but many of our clients, I would say, are kind of perhaps typically around their 40s, maybe nearing their 40s, maybe just over, and are city workers. And so if you were to kind of see someone like that who was starting to kind of feel that they were starting to see the effects of aging, what's your sort of take-home piece of advice to someone who kind of fits into that category?
I think for me, you're better off to start with your base and look after your base, and that for me is your skin. So take home piece of advice would be to use good quality medical grade skincare as a first port of call for everybody, really. And then I think going on from that, you can have really natural, lovely results with things like Botox, Profilo, which you can alternate during the year just to keep you kind of at a nice maintenance to help prevent the signs of aging from developing, and then you're not trying to backtrack sorting out something that's already happened. But definitely invest in your canvas, because you've only got one and it's your biggest organ, so you need to look after it.
Yeah, and again, I think that's fabulous advice, and it's sometimes a difficult one to get over to people, especially I think when people start with injectables, they do sometimes then forget that actually looking after, as you say, the canvas and the skin itself is still important. Like for me, injectables shouldn't replace that. They're an add-on. They're an addition to that. They complement it.
They're a nicety, really, aren't they?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can have very damaged skin, even though you've been having Botox and filler for years, and that results in that sort of slight mismatch that doesn't look quite right. So I think it's a super important message to get over to people. And yeah, everything that goes on to that is kind of building blocks going on top of, as you say, like a nice foundation, a nice canvas.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else that you want to say? I've got some silly quick fire questions just to put you onto the spot and just a bit of fun. Is there anything else that you want to say? I just wanted to say, actually, you touched on it then, that very excitingly, we both did some training today for a new treatment that's going to be coming hopefully in January, which is injectable lipolysis, which is a posh name for fat dissolving injections. So I know I've spoken to a few of you out there about this, and you're really anxious for me to get started with it. And it's basically a treatment that's really suitable for kind of small pockets of fat that you just kind of can't get rid of. And we have trained this morning in a product that's really well known for its reduced kind of pain and side effects. So not that there are none, but in comparison to lots of other products on the market at the moment, it's one of the most comfortable. So myself and Josie will be introducing that together in January, which is really nice because we'll both be on the same page with that. So we that was kind of nice to get that done together today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good.
Cool.
Looking forward to our practical now.
Say that again.
Looking forward to the practical.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, okay. I'm going to hit you then with my quick fire questions. So
okay.
They are what they sound like, so don't spend too long thinking about them. Let me move that down. Right, the first one is Botox or filler?
Botox.
Bit of a hard one. Okay. Cheese or chocolate?
Oh, cheese.
That's what I would say. Beach holiday or activity?
I'm probably going to say activity.
The Voice or Strictly Come Dancing?
The Voice.
And as it's coming up to Christmas, Bad Santa or Elf?
Elf.
And finally, Prosecco or champagne?
Oh, I'm probably at heart, I've got to be a champagne girl.
Hell yes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's not a competition, is it? Okay, well, look, it's been so lovely of you to give up your time, and sorry we had a bit of a tricky technical start. Hopefully that's not an omen.
No,
And
definitely not.
maybe we'll get you back on here before you start in January again. But yeah, roll on January, and it's going to be fantastic to have you on board. I know everybody at the clinic can't wait for you to get in there and get involved. So it's going to be really nice start to the year.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I'll be in touch with you soon, Josie.
Yeah,
All right, take care.
bye.
Bye.